Welcome to Preparation Info, providing world-class learning solution.
And Alhamdulillah, since I came here, was very focused on my career. I made a very fast acceleration and progression in my career.
Very
Now
good.
I'm moving to a PIF company focusing on Qiddiya development project.
Okay.
With this fast-paced growth that was not expected, I thought that now I need to really go back to basic, equip myself with the right tools and tactics, working with the best like your good self and this respected company to, elevate my skills as a leader, improve my knowledge in business and QM, improve my dashboard reporting to the executive management, as well as gradually, inshallah, get the mandatory knowledge when it comes to Power BI and how I can use it to improve my reportings. So I hope working with your good self, Ashish, and the rest of the team can help me achieve these goals this year. And inshallah, it will come back to us all with the best. It's a win-win in the end, and I'm happy to work with all of you.
Inshallah. Inshallah. Good introduction. Let's add a little bit more perspective to this. Uh, I generally request participants of my courses to introduce themselves with these things. Basically, uh, uh, your education, your previous knowledge of Excel and modeling, if you have any, and your level of work. What is the current level of work, current level of employment? And of course, I know that you are based in Riyadh and you are working for
Yeah,
moving towards PIF and those kind of things. So
yeah.
just give me your education and Excel for, familiarities.
Okay, first of all, I'm in the private sector since about 18 years.
Uh-huh.
The breaks was about the corona pandemic and the breaks that you take
Yeah.
here and there. I started my academic in marketing with College
Hmm.
Business Administration in Jeddah.
Okay.
At the same time, I was employed because this education started by a scholarship from Naji Abdul Latif Jamil.
Okay.
And I was studying marketing and working in marketing. Back then, the GPS was still not fully implemented, and we were still introducing GPS in vehicles and transportation and shipment companies. However, I got a movement opportunity to National Commercial Bank in HR. That's when I shifted my education to general management and human resource. And then
Okay.
I moved to Riyadh in 2004 to start the telecommunication business of Mobile.
Hmm.
That's where I had to stop my education and focus on my career experience and hands-on experience. So I disconnected from academia between 2005 till 2008. And then I
Okay.
continued by taking a long distance learning to finish my bachelor degree and master's. I did bachelor in human resource and I did
Okay.
master's in international business. It was long distance learning, uh,
From where?
during
Long
which
distance. Long distance
uh,
learning from which institution?
American International University.
Okay.
They had the office, and I was more driven by experience and by career growth more than the academia. But I thought that I have to acquire something to improve my resume, and so I did that.
Okay.
I continued my career focus and growth in a long journey. Currently, I am working with a digital bank startup as a deputy chief human resource. And
Okay.
as I told you, I had an opportunity to move to a PIF company to work with the Gidea project. It's a new capital of entertainment and sport,
Hmm.
uh, aligned with the 2030 vision. My role will be Director of Organization Development for Cross-City Development in Qadiyya. I will work
Okay.
with, I will create a center of excellence, and I will work with several vendors or third parties like Jacobs, Masons, uh, Parsons, Corn Ferry, and a couple more to improve the setup of Qiddiya overall. So
Right.
yeah, I'm about to give my notice to my current employer, and hopefully, inshallah ta'ala, join after Ramadan in April. So I thought during this time I can dedicate time to improve my
Yes.
skills because I'm very weak when it comes to Excel since I don't have financial background.
Hmm.
I started as operational guy, and then with
Okay.
focusing on soft competencies and leadership and communication skills, I got opportunities to grow and get bigger positions with larger scopes and lead more people. However, to رحم الله امرئ عرف قدر نفسه, which means
Inshallah.
you have to be true to yourself before anything. And to be
I
honest,
understand. I
yeah,
understand Arabic.
yeah, alhamdulillah. So,
Alhamdulillah.
رحم الله امرئ عرف قدر نفسه. فأنا I noticed that where I stand today, I have to be honest to myself. I am weak when it comes to Excel, statistical elements, when it comes to numbers, how I can use Excel to my benefit, do my reportings. I had a team throughout the last years in previous jobs, so they helped me get my vision and my ideas into reports. But where I stand today, I thought that I have to improve myself there so I can work better with the teams, and I can also exchange knowledge on a higher level with subject matter experts in the field. Especially that in your new movement in Giddiya, you'll deal with very diversified
Yes.
team from different backgrounds. They are highly professional, and
Correct.
I don't want to embarrass myself by saying
Correct.
I don't know or something. So I hope I can achieve that with you, inshallah.
Inshallah. Uh, if it is not confidential, which startup bank you are currently engaged with?
I'm working with a Saudi digital bank. It's called Vision Bank.
Okay.
We are about to approach the friends and family launch in April and the
Inshallah.
public launch maybe in July or August. I
Okay.
joined in July. I did HR maturity assessment, and I did organizational maturity assessment. I proposed a new performance cycle. I improved the IDP plan. I worked on proposing a new restructure on a chief level because it's mainly flat to improve the decision making and the agility. I worked on redundancy plan to control and save cost. I also worked on the vendor management cycle to reduce the excessive spending on daily rate card basis for the remote workers. I ensured that it's lean and it's in line with the startup. The saving in Q4 last year was about 4 million Saudi riyals between August and December. And my proposed projected saving for this year only from the outsourcing or vendor management is about 45 million Saudi riyals. From total manpower cost, my proposed saving is about 28 million Saudi riyals. So I think I've worked hard the past 6 months, and they need to now at least implement these things for us to start considering working on new areas. And I'm full
Right.
of energy. As soon as I got this opportunity to go to Giddiya, they offered me a decent financial growth. Although the title is smaller, I thought that I'm just going to go for it. And as you say, learn how to fly after you jump. So I'm
Yes.
going to take the
Yeah.
jump and learn how to fly, inshallah.
Inshallah. Inshallah. Best of luck. Uh, I will give you a little bit of my introduction. I have a very
Please.
short presentation about my credentials.
Please.
But before we do that, it's good that we are connecting one-on-one, and this gives me the opportunity to tailor this entire program according to what works for you.
Inshallah.
Because if I'm teaching a group of like 5-10 people, then we have a structured program which is supposed to target the general audience, and we cannot cater to individual needs. But I accepted this particular assignment to work one-on-one, because this gives me the opportunity to create the program for you only. What
Inshallah.
you need and what will work for you. Uh, I don't have a structure. We will create the structure as we go along. Okay.
Inshallah.
But today we have sent you a file, and
Yep.
this file, and I think I perceived correctly. I thought you would be kind of startup in Excel. So I
Yeah.
created a file which is a startup file, and we will work along together. And the idea of this is that this cameras we will switch off once we have gone through the introduction basics, and you will see my screen, and I will give you the process, the way I work on it. And if you can have two machines, preferably one machine you can see me doing my work, and on the other machine you can do your own self. So that will be even better.
Okay, I can do that.
If this opportunity is available,
Yeah.
and you need to. So if you are logged on one machine, you can see what I'm doing on this screen, and on the other screen you can do your parallel work, and you can compare the results. The session is being recorded, and we'll give you two things after the session. Recording of this session, you will get a link from Ashish to download the recording, so that if you forgot something that I did, you can rewatch that. And the second
Perfect.
thing you will get is the file. I will be working on screen with you. We'll send you a copy of this file also, so that
Inshallah.
that can help you together. What is the situation? What how the I was performing something uh, during the session. Stop me anytime. Ask your question if you have any, and I can repeat what I'm saying. And the purpose is that it should be kind of a learning experience for both of us. Okay.
Inshallah. Inshallah.
With this,
Thank you so
with
much.
this, I will switch to a short presentation. This is what I. This is about me. And by the way, I'm based in Al Khobar, and
MashaAllah.
yeah, and this is a small word. Ashish is connecting us, and he's the intermediary, but we are both in Saudi Arabia.
Hmm.
And the file that we have sent you also has my number on the. You have the number in the group also.
Yes,
So
sir.
anytime you need to get in touch, you can call me, you can send me a
Thank you.
WhatsApp, and we can connect easily. My
Thank you,
name is
sir. I
Sajjad.
appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that very much. I am so honored and so humbled to work closely through Ashish with such an experienced, knowledgeable gentleman like your good self. My journey is going to be long, and that's why I chose and I
Inshallah.
emphasize on one-on-one session. And
Inshallah.
Ashish already had a clue that my plan with you, inshallah, in particular, is going to go beyond six different workshops. So
Yes.
this is just the beginning. I want you also to be patient with me to equip me the right way and the right time. And other thing I want to also share with you and Ashish now that I have no interest to change trainers. So inshallah, we work only with one trainer, one-on-one
Inshallah.
session throughout every module we choose to start on. So thanks again, and please
You're
go
welcome.
ahead.
My name is Sajjad Haider Sayyed. I'm from Pakistan. You can stop me anytime, and I will be happy to answer your questions. Uh, uh, and if you will work along, that will be even better, and we will be achieving more during this this time. Let me open the file,
Inshallah.
and we will work
For
on
today,
some.
I will have this laptop only. Next session, I will make sure both laptops are connected.
Yeah, that will be
If it's okay.
that will be additional benefit, because as I always say, it's something, it's a practical skill, and you retain more and you learn more if you are working alongside me, rather than just sitting and watching what I do. So uh, again, people have uh, reports a better learning, and they can, if they work on two separate machines, they can operate better. So this is the file that I think Ashish has sent you.
Yes, received.
Yeah, in this file you will see, uh, don't worry about this bespoke FTC square. This is my imaginary company. If I create a company one day, that will be the name of this company, bespoke FTC square. And this is my,
Maybe it will happen very soon.
yes, and the number here is the number at the bottom, WhatsApp number. That's my number that you have in the group also. I've started this with the very basics. Now, the first thing that we are going to do, we are going to sum numbers. Although you would say that summing is not something of a rocket science, you can create a sum, that you can create sum in several ways. So what we are going to learn during this today's exercise, at least, is the basics and how to uh, do things quickly. Okay, so that's what we are
Okay.
going to achieve here. We are going to put a sum function here. There are multiple ways to put a sum function. The very first is good thing, yesterday you put in the group that you have downloaded Office 365.
Yeah,
That's a good thing. I'm also working on Office 365, so our screens should look similar, if not exactly same, should be similar, and we have the same capabilities of Excel that we are working with. Sometimes it's difficult if I'm using 365 and my participants are using some other version, then maybe they don't have that capability. But you and me are on the same page, so that
that's
should
the
be
goal.
easy. Yeah.
Inshallah.
The first thing I want to add a sum here. I can add sum by this auto sum button. Here is that auto sum button, that if I press this, I'm anchored. My active cell is C15. I want to add a total in C15, and these are different products: product one, product two, product three, product four. I want the total sales for product one. If I can press this auto sum button, here is that auto sum button, and that will give me the total. And when I press this auto sum button, you see what Excel has done. Excel has entered a sum function. And if you on the screen, you can see a sum function. The syntax of the function, this is what we call it, is equal to sum, and then there's a bracket, and then there's a range of cells that starts from C3, goes up to C15, and when I hit enter, this sum will be included in this cell here. Now this is the uh, uh, built-in tools that Excel provides us to enter the uh, formulas. Now I can enter this formula manually, and I can say type is equal to, I can start typing sum. When I say SU, Excel gives me several functions. This I call it intelligence. This intelligence is providing several functions that start with these two letters. When I select third letter, it says sum, and now the top function in this intelligence is sum. I want to invoke this function. I want to add this function to the cell. I will hit tab, and when I hit tab, now you can see the function is automatically started. and the bracket
Yeah.
is also there. Okay. Now I have to
Yeah.
give the range. So I will start with the range cell C3, which is the first cell in this range. And I can drag it down, or I can hold down shift and control and press down arrow. That will take me to the end of the range, which is C14. And now all I need to do is close the brackets and hit enter, and I get the same result, right? So
Yes.
this is the same function that I could have entered by this auto sum. But I recommend to all my participants that make a habit of putting your functions in yourself. Okay, I use these. I use two words alternatively. When I say function, function means something that we are using Excel's capabilities, built-in capabilities. And when I say formula, formula is when you write your own plus, minus, divide, multiplication symbols and manipulate cells. That is a formula. A function is when you are using Excel's built-in capabilities. Now the sum
Okay.
function, Excel's built-in capability. This is Excel's built-in capability. If we were to do this job manually, what we will do is we have to say is equal to, and we will start with this cell, which is C1 plus C C3 plus C4 plus C5, and like that. That will be a formula when we do things manually. And this,
Yeah.
I always say, this is like using Excel as a calculator. But Excel is not a calculator and should not be used as a calculator. The Excel has a lot of built-in capabilities, and we should use these capabilities. Now we have done two things. We have looked at the AutoSum function, and we have looked at how to enter a function. There is a third possibility also. You can add a function here, and I can do that. I clicked on this fx
Yeah.
in this formula bar. We call this bar as a formula bar. Here is that fx located. You can see that
Yeah.
flashing circle.
Yeah. I can see it.
Okay. Now, when I click on that, this window that appears, now this will help me to enter the formula. If I am looking for a formula which I've recently used, here is the list of recently used functions, and the sum is at the top. So I can double click on that. Now the sum function is invoked. Okay, and now this formula will ask me which is the first number I want to add, and I can click here, and now I can click the second number. This is the second number, or I can cancel. I can go to the same function again. I'm adding some function, and the sum function, I'm going to add the range, and when I say OK, the same sum function is added here in the cell.
Yeah. That's another option than the auto sum to the
Yes,
FX.
yes, this is the other option, and we are not using auto sum, and we are not typing the function.
Yeah.
There's another one. Now let me type the function again, sum, and I will give the range starting from here, shift control enter, close the bracket. My auto sum is done, and now I can copy this function here all the way, and I have the sum for all the cells, right? I can make
Beautiful.
them bold, I can make them bold, and that will give me the results. Now I'm going to perform a magic. Okay, and
Sure.
I want you to be very careful,
Yeah.
very attentive to the screen. What
Okay.
I've done, I've selected all the range. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm holding down the alt button, and I'm going to press is equal to.
You're holding down which button?
Alt.
Alt. Okay.
And after, while holding down Alt, I pressed is equal to. And you see what has happened? You see, this is a sum function.
Yeah.
This is a sum function. This is also a sum function. All the blank spaces now have a sum function added to them.
Beautiful.
Okay. So what is this sum function doing? This sum function is adding this entire column. What is this sum function doing? This sum function is adding this entire row.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a shortcut to add sum function in the entire range. I will undo this process and I will do it again slowly one more time. What is happening here? Okay, I removed. Now, if I want to sum all these columns, I will hold down Alt and is equal to, all the columns are summed up. Okay.
Yeah.
If I put this, if I select these rows and again hold down Alt and press is equal to, it will give me the sum of all these rows. Okay. So this is how you get your multiple sums altogether. And now if I undo all these steps and I know that I want to sum the rows and columns, I will select the entire data and hold Alt and press
And
is equal
then
to, and it gives me all the cells.
press equal to on the keyboard.
Yes, on the keyboard, hold down
Okay.
Alt button and press is equal to key.
Okay.
Okay. So this will give you all the sums. So this is the quickest way to sum your numbers.
Amazing.
And honestly, I sometimes, even if I have to put a sum function, I have to think twice how to put a sum function, because I'm so used to holding down Alt and pushing is equal to, that I don't use sum function.
Yeah.
Excel does it
Mhm.
automatically. Okay, so this is a very useful function, but all the methodology you should know how to enter functions. But this is the final and best practice, that you hold down Alt and press is equal to, and your sum function is automatically added. Now,
This is the magic.
yes, sometimes you need to add some function, because if I want to sum up the numbers for the first half of the year, then I will have to put a sum function, because now I have to define the range. Now this should only start from January and go to June, not till the end. Now, if I had used that other method, it will give me the sum of all the numbers till December. But if I am looking for only first half of the year, then I should put the sum function manually. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So this is about sum. There are other calculations that are related now, and some of them that I've selected for today is this total is sum again. Then there is average, and you want to sometimes find out the minimum, and you want to find out the maximum. So these kind of calculations, we need to again, there are Excel functions that are available and that will help us to find out. So let's look at these functions. First of all, I'm going to put the sums again, and I want to put sums in these ranges. This is the total and this is the total. We have data for some branches. We have Western branch and we have Central branch and we have Eastern branch and we have online sales. Okay, so we want to have the month-wise sales, and we want to have the total annual sale for each branch and online sales. So what we are going to do? We are going to hold down Alt and press is equal to, and we have the sums. Okay, And
Brilliant.
this should not be dollars, so I can change the format to numbers. And this is my final result. And I'm changing the format from here. This is the number formatting area. If I just push this comma, that will change the formatting from dollars to just simple numbers. And I'll make it bold. So these are our calculations. Now, if I want to calculate what is the average sale for the month of January, I need to now enter a function, and the function is the same as average. Okay. So this function should be, I'm going to write average. And when I'm writing, you see this average appears.
Yeah.
And when this function appears, I'm going to hit tab. And now average function is invoked. Now Excel is now ready to receive data for which it will give me an average. And I can give this average like this. This is the range for which I want to calculate the average. And
Okay.
I just close the bracket and you get your results. Let me format this entire by formatting like this. So this is our average. Now, 1,490, 1,175, sorry, 1 million, 937, 1,279. So this is the average sales for January. Okay. Now,
Beautiful.
I have calculated the average sale for January. Now I want to copy the formula down. Uh, I can drag it down like this. When you see when my cursor
Yeah.
changes the shape, at this point I
You
can
drag down.
hold it. I can hold and drag down, and that will give me the formula. I can simply, when it changes shape, I can double click also.
Oh, nice.
That will go down till the end. Okay, because, and you see it stopped here. It didn't go all the way down because here there's a different formula. Here there are numbers, but here is a formula. So Excel did not go where there's a formula. It did not copy it there.
Hmm.
Okay. So I want to copy. I have to copy again. If I want to copy this down, I have to drag it down like this. Then it will sum it up. This is
I
the
will give you
total
the
sale.
average of the total.
Yes, this is give me the average of the total. Okay. But okay. Now it should be minimum, not min. Minimum and maximum. Minimum and maximum. Now, minimum of these, what was the minimum sale? We can see easily. This is the minimum sale, but you know, this is data. These are only 4 columns. But in actual practice, you might have 300 columns or even 3,000 columns. So you
Yeah.
cannot physically see which one is the minimum value. So what we are going to do now, we are going to put a function that is going to bring out the minimum value in this data. And I'm going to put the function, and name of the function is min.
Yeah.
I type min and I hit tab, and now again Excel is ready to receive the range, data range, for which it will calculate the minimum value, and the range is C3 to F3. Close the range. That's the minimum value, 937. Again, we'll copy this formula down and we get the minimum values for all the months. And a similar function is max function. Okay. And this
Yeah.
max function is that will give you the maximum value. Okay. So I'm going to
Yeah.
type this function now, max, and the range for max. And this is our maximum value, which is 1.49 million. This is your maximum value. Look, drag it down, and you have all your maximum values. Okay,
That's
these are the
amazing.
These are the basic calculations. Now I will give you some other functions also. And you know, Excel has so many functions that you can, that if even if I try to teach you all of them, it will take us a very long time. Okay, what I'm
Yeah.
doing here, I'm giving you the starting places, and wherever applicable, I will give you some other hints that will give you further room for exploration. Okay,
Yeah.
and that you will explore in your own time, and you will find your way through. By the way, this is not rocket science, as I said in the beginning. You
Yeah.
can if I can find my way through, and in 1 year I can learn without going through any formal education, I can learn how to create a dashboard and start teaching it. Anybody can do it. But
Yeah.
the benefit of going through a program with a person like me is that I've gone through it and I can guide you through the steps. Okay, so
Yeah.
there are some functions. I'm going to uh, there is a function called ceiling, and if I say ceiling, now it will give you the numbers and significance. Now you can see how the top one. Okay, and that will give you uh, try to explore what this number ceiling does. And this number, when you are putting this number, it will give you the indication also where it is hitting. And there is one function called floor. Floor, this what is this floor? What this floor does? It is telling you around a number down to the nearest multiple of significance. So this is another one. Uh, there's another function called high.
So high, ceiling, and the max, they are different than each other.
Yes, yes. So explore them, and we in some future sessions, maybe I can guide you through what these functions do also.
Okay.
Okay, all right, so
So
this was
just when you want to get a function out of the intelligent list, you press equal and then the intelligent list appears.
no
If you
no
want to choose one of the,
see this is what I'm doing. Is equal to, and I will start again sum. I start with a letter,
mm,
and it gives me all the functions that start with that letter. Right, now it is
yeah,
giving you the functions, which is substitute, subtotal, sum if, sum ifs, sum product, sum SQ, sum, and this is like 10 functions that
yeah,
start with these two letters, which is SU, right?
yeah.
And when I put sum, then these are all the functions that are sum. And uh, it's not a bad idea to start with any letter and see what functions appear. And when you click on some function, it will tell you what this function does. Now, when I type sum, it is saying add all the numbers in the range. Now, if I click on the next one, which is sum if, it says add the cells specified by a given condition or criteria. Sum ifs is the add the cells specified by a given set of conditions. So the difference between some if and some ifs is some if uses single condition, some ifs uses multiple conditions, and there is some product and some queue and a lot of things. And this
So
this line is giving you
yeah,
what this function does. Okay,
okay,
uh, the basic the basic difference between you and me at this point in time, in my active memory, I have a lot of functions, and I know what kind of function does what action.
yeah,
And when I'm faced with a problem situation, when I need to manipulate some data, I those functions do come to my mind, and I can start working with those functions. For you, you will first think of a situation, and then you will kind of start exploring what function will help you to do that. With
Okay.
practice, you will come to this stage that the functions will automatically come to your mind, and you will start manipulating and using those functions.
Beautiful.
Okay, so your
Yeah.
start is sum, average, minimum, and maximum. Okay,
Yeah.
so we have done these calculations. There's another very interesting function, and that function many times you need to understand how many values in a data,
Mm.
right? And that function is count. I'm going to put this function here. I will say count, and if I use this function, here is the count, and this count, now when I want to count how many values in this data, and I have when I want to give a full range, I just start. I just select the starting cell. I hold on shift and control and press down arrow, and it gives me the entire range. And I will just close the bracket. And here it has 17 values. This
Mm.
data has total 17 values.
Yeah.
But the difference between this count function which I used here is that this is used for numerical values, numbers. Okay, if you have other values, like these are names, these in Excel are called data strings. Okay, or
Yeah.
any data which can have numbers and letters together, they will also be called data strings. So if you're counting data strings, sometimes this count function gives the errors. There's another function that should be used, and that function is count R. And this count R will count all the uh, data strings which are non-numerical. Okay,
Okay.
so let's put this function count R, and this count R function. Now I'm going to count these values. These are the names of people. Start from Sarah, shift control down arrow, and we have all the values. This also is 17 because we have sent
Shift
17 people.
control. When you said shift control down
No,
arrow,
that is,
immediately it goes to the end of the.
yes. When I'm selecting, see, uh, I'm if I'm in now my active cell is B3. How do you know what is my active cell? If sometimes it is confusing, where is my active cell?
Right.
Especially if you have a background, you cannot see. Uh,
Yeah.
Here you see a flashing
Yeah.
is B7. That is the this is called the address window. This
Okay.
is the address of the current active cell. So in this situation, current active cell is B7. If I am in B3, now you see it says B3. So current active cell is B3.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm in B3. I want to select a range. If I hold down shift and press down arrow, you see it is selecting now, and it says uh, 2R into 1C. One column, two rows. This is the address, address, what is address window saying? I've selected a
Two
range.
R. Yeah.
I've selected a range, 2R into 1C. That means my data has two rows. Starting row is B3 and ending row is B4, and it's only one column.
Mm.
Okay. Now if I press one more time down, you see it keeps increasing the rows. Column is
Yeah.
not increasing. But if I
Yeah.
hit right arrow, then it says 6R 2C. Then my data is now 6 rows and 2 columns. I'll just release. Now, if I want to select my data in quick action, I'm not selecting a portion of it. I want to select the entire data. Then I'm starting with B3, hold down Shift and Control and press down arrow. It will select all of it. And I want to select on toward the right. I want to select all the columns. I press right arrow. It will select the entire data. And now this data is all selected from B3 up to C19. The entire data is selected. Okay. So these two functions count. Let me make this bold. Count and count are the interesting functions, which many times in many exercises, we'll do a lot of exercises in next session, inshallah. And you will see how these functions come to help us in several situations. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Here is another exercise. And I always joke with people that I want to take you to kindergarten. You know, in kindergarten, you learn how to write your tables. 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6. This
Yeah.
table of 2 is written for us. Okay. And this table is very interesting way to look at the referencing of different cells. Our first referencing is this. Let's look at the formula in this cell. The formula is B4 multiplied by A5. This asterisk in Excel is a multiplication sign. Okay.
Yeah.
Here are the mathematical signs that are used in Excel. It is plus and minus, and this is for multiplication, and this is for division. Okay. So these are the mathematical operators that we call it. These are the mathematical operators, but these are the symbols used for these operations. This particular formula is B4 multiplied by A5. And now we look at the next one is B4 multiplied by A6. Then B4 multiplied by A7. What you see is this is not changing. B4 is not changing, but this reference is changing. And this is whole idea of the table. 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6, 2 4s are 8, like that. Okay. Let's enter this formula here. We are going to multiply this 3, which is in cell C4, multiplied by A5. Right?
Yeah.
3 1s are 3, 3 2s are, now we should have 3 2s are 6. Now what I want to do, I don't want to type this formula again and again. I want to copy this formula down. Let me copy this formula. I can copy by reverse click, copy, go to the destination cell, and it pastes.
How you
Right?
copied reverse trick?
Right click here in the cell from which you want to copy. Right click, and here is the list of things that you can do. The second from the top is copy. Click on copy. Go to the destination cell and just paste here.
So it copies the formula, not the digit.
Yes, it copies the formula. And now I copy. I get the same. I get the good result. 3 2s are 6. This is good. Now I want to copy this again. And this time I'm going to use my shortcut. And shortcut is Control and C. Control C is the shortcut for copy, and Control V is the shortcut for paste.
Yeah.
Okay, but this is not work. This did not work. The first one work. 3 2s are 3, 3 1s are 3, which this is the formula I entered. The second formula is 3 2s is 6. 6 is okay, but the third one did not work. It should be 9. It is giving me 18. And the
Yeah.
reason why it is giving me 18 is this. Now look at the formula. The formula is C4 multiplied by A5. Now, if you look at the relative position of these cells vis-a-vis the cell in which I entered the formula, this is what is happening here. Cell C4 is a cell above the cell C5, right? It
Yeah.
is one step above. And cell A5 is 2 steps on the left. Okay,
Yeah.
you agree with that?
I agree.
Now, if I go to the next one, this is what it has done. It has picked also from one step above, 2 steps on the right. So
Yeah.
what this is doing is it is picking the numbers from their respective relative position.
Yeah.
Okay, same thing on the third value. It is doing the same. It is picking the value from the cell above and from 2 steps on the left. So
Mm.
normal formula copy function will pick the cells from their relative uh, position. Okay, if in my original cell where I write the formula, the 2 cells are coming, one from the cell above and and the second component of the formula is coming from the 2 steps on the left. Everywhere I paste this formula, it will do the same. For example, if I copy from here and if I paste it here, what it will do, it will give me a 0 value because it is copying from H8 and it is taking the values from H8 and F9, which is the
Mm.
relative positions. Okay, now
Mm.
what we need to do is we need a system where when I copy down this, because I'm writing a table for 3 and this 3 number is in cell, which cell? It is in cell C4. So this C4 should not change. Okay, and these numbers should change. This C4 should not
Mm.
change.
Yeah.
Okay, so this will be then, how to do that? There is a button which is F4 function. This function keys on the top of your keyboard are function keys F4. Okay. Try to locate where is F4. There is one escape key, then there is F1, F2, F3, F4, like this.
Mm.
You see this one F4?
F4, yes.
Okay. Now, in some laptops, it will work by directly pushing F4. In some laptops, you have to hold down function. There is, with control, there is one key says Fn. This is function key.
Mm. Mm.
Sometimes you need to push this also. So let's do this. I'm in now this C4. I put my cursor in between C and 4. Okay. And
Okay.
I'm holding down function key and I'm pressing F4. What it has done, it has placed 2 dollar signs before C and before 4.
Mm.
Right? Now,
Right.
what is the significance of these dollar signs? Now, let's go to another level and let's try to identify what is this C and what is this 4. C, and now I'm going to take out the letter C and I'm just saying the letter reference. The letter reference is the column reference
Yeah.
and number reference is the
Is the
row
row.
reference. Okay. So in this case, what this function has done, F4, this has made both the column and the row absolute. Okay. Now, when I copy from this place, when I copy this formula and I paste it down, it gives me correct result. I paste it one more time, it gives me correct result. As many times I will paste, it will give me correct result because it is always picking from that C4.
Yeah.
Because I've made it absolute. Now I can copy it all the way down and we have it 3 stable. Okay.
Yeah.
But there's a problem with that. If I copy from here and I want to paste in this cell here for what this is doing, it is again picking from C4. So this method is not perfect, right? We
Yeah.
need to find a way to perfect it so that if I copy down or if I copy across, both ways it should work. Now let's look at the second component. That I will undo this and let's look at the second component of the formula, A5. In A5, then what we need actually is that the numbers for all these tables should come from column A, right?
Yeah.
But it should go down in terms of rows. So we do not want to fix the row. We want to make only the column absolute, not the row. Because when we copy down, it should move down in the rows. But when we copy across, it should always pick from column A. Understand what I'm trying to convey here?
Yes.
Okay.
So make it
Now,
absolute, but not changing at all.
yeah, make it the column absolute only,
Yeah.
not the row.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I
Yeah.
now I'm holding down function again and I'm pressing F4 and it places that dollar sign before A and before 5 also. Now if I press F4 second time, you see there is a dollar sign now before 5 only and not before A. But
Yeah.
what this means is that my column is not absolute. Column will, when I copy across, column will shift. But I don't want this. I want the column to remain fixed and I want the row to be fixed. No, sorry, row to be remain absolute and column to be fixed. So I'm pressing F4 one more time. Now you see there's a dollar sign before A and no dollar sign before 5,
Yeah.
right? So what
Right.
this has done, we call it semi-absolute. The column is absolute, the row is not. Okay. Now
Okay.
let's look at the first component again. When I have fixed C4, in C4, what we need is that when we copy down, it should be row number 4, right? But
Right.
when we copy across, it should not pick from column C, but it should pick from column D, and then column E, and then column F, and then column G, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do now, again, I'm going to press F4, and it is giving me dollar sign before the number only. Now this means this also is semi-absolute, and my row number is fixed. My column is not fixed. Okay. So this particular referencing is semi-absolute referencing. Now let me copy down and let me test if my formula is working correctly or not. Copy down again. It works perfectly. Now I'm going to copy this formula across and let's see if it works. It works. It does work. You see, it is now picking from D4. Again, same A5. And here it is picking from G4, same A5. And Now let's copy all the this row formulas down. I've selected the entire row and I'm going to double click here. All our tables are done.
Beautiful.
And now you can see the numbers are coming from the right places. G4,
Mm.
A10, right?
Mm.
This is
Yes.
coming from I4 to A13. So this is the difference between absolute referencing and semi-absolute referencing. We
Mm.
have to understand our situation, what we need. Do
Mm.
we need a relative referencing, or we need a absolute referencing, or we need a semi-absolute referencing?
Mm.
Correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now this was the absolute, relative, and semi-absolute referencing. The next exercise, we are going to try to take it to the practical level. Here are the salaries of the people. Okay. And the
Mm.
company has announced a 7.5% bonus. Now we need to calculate bonus for everybody. Okay. How we will calculate the bonus? Salary multiplied by the bonus percentage, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So here is the function. I'm going to add the formula here, not a function. And formula is I'm going to multiply the salary with what? I'm going to multiply it with the bonus.
7.5%.
Yes, bonus rate, and this is your total bonus. And this should not be dollars. It should be just the numbers. I'm selecting all of it, and the blanks also. I'm going to convert it to normal comma separated numbers. Okay, so this is my bonus. But as I copy down, if I copy one step down, I get 0 because
Why?
now you see it is picking from here.
Mm.
So what we need to do in this case, we go back to our original formula and we make this I1 absolute by pressing F4 because we are
Okay.
not copying this across, and this absolute referencing is fine. I can just copy it all the way down. Let me delete this, and it will give us all the bonus numbers. And if you click here, you see it will always pick from I1.
Mm.
This is your salary, but it is picking from I1. Okay, this is your
Yeah.
salary, but bonus percentage is coming from one place. Okay,
Can we do it again?
yes, sure. Uh, there is. Let me point out another lesson on this sheet.
Mm.
Another lesson is that you see sometimes people will do this. If the bonus is 7.5%, they will just multiply this bonus by 7.5. I can say 7.50%.
Okay.
Enter. You get the same result, right?
Yeah.
Result is the same, but
Mm.
this is a best practice that never put a number or a value in a formula
Ah.
because let's say your manager yesterday your manager told you that we want to put 7.5% bonus, but then he had a meeting in the head office and you made this calculation. You are in HR and you made this calculation, but next day the manager went to head office and they told him that the result is even better than what we expected. So instead of
Yeah.
7.5, we are going to give a 10% bonus. So then you
Mm.
will have to change all the formulas, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have to put 10% and then you have to copy the formula again. Okay. But
Yeah.
if you had entered this formula like this, that I am referring to this cell,
Mm.
okay,
Yeah.
and I am making it absolute because it's only one place where it is all the calculations is going to refer to. That's going to be
Yeah.
F4.
Mm.
Okay. And now
Yeah.
I just copy it all the way down, and I have all my numbers calculated. Okay. All the numbers are calculated, and they are taking the bonus percentage from this cell, which is I1. Now, if my manager tells me that management has decided to change the bonus rate from 7.5 to 10, I just need to change this 10. And all my numbers will be automatically reworked. Understand? So
Yes.
whenever you are using a value, put it in a cell and make a reference to that cell in your formulas.
Mm.
Do not enter any values in any cells. Okay?
Just refer
In any
refer to this.
refer to the place where you have entered the value. Do not put any values in formulas.
Yeah. To
Okay?
make it absolute, once I put the cell, I will press F4.
Yes. Okay?
Yeah.
F4 one time will make it absolute. F4 two times will make only the row reference absolute. F4
Mm.
three times will make the column absolute. And F4, if you press 4 times, it will remove all the absolute values.
Yeah.
It will
Yeah.
become relative again.
Mm.
Okay. Now you want the total salary, which is salary plus bonus. Simply add this salary plus bonus, and you get your total salary. And I will copy it all the way down. And I need now the grand totals. And here I'm going to add the grand totals. And I'm going to select these cells. And Alt is equal to, here is my totals. And that's my total salary and my total bonus.
If you pressed Alt and equal to from the beginning before you
Yes.
drag down, it will still give you the same?
Now, if I have the numbers, only then it will give me the sum, right? If I don't have
Yeah.
numbers, it will not give me any sums. And sometimes
Oh,
the
okay.
formula gets confused. If I use Alt and is equal to here, there are no numbers above, right?
Yeah.
If I
Yeah.
hold down Alt and press is equal to, you know what? It now is trying to find the nearest values. So
Mm.
it can give me an erroneous result.
Mm.
Understand? So
Yeah.
it is always good practice to have the numbers first and then try to sum them.
Okay.
Okay, so this is your basic number, 9.6 million. 969,000 is your bonus. This is your final salary, 10 million. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll come back to this sheet. We'll do some more exercise on this once we have learned some other functions. But for the time being, it's like this. By the way, at
Mm.
midpoint, we will take 15-20 minutes break for Salatul
Yeah.
Asr, and we'll rejoin after that. Okay. So we'll
Okay.
take that
Sounds
break
good.
at 3. We'll take that break at 3:30. Okay, or
Okay.
3:25 or 20.
Uh,
3:20,
or
25.
before, or before, because I have delivery in 30 minutes, so it's good to match it with the break. I can get the
Okay.
delivery in, and because my sister is sending me a couch, so
Okay.
I'm leaving.
Okay. All right. So
Okay.
just tell me when you want to take the break. This
Inshallah.
is this is
Inshallah.
this is the benefit of only one and one. We don't have to
Yeah.
coordinate with many people. So tell me when you
Beautiful.
want to take that break, and we will take that break 15-20 minutes. All
Inshallah.
right.
Ta'ala.
Okay. So this was the lesson on absolute and semi-absolute referencing.
Mm.
Okay. The next exercise, what we are going to do is we are going to combine two functions together. Now we have learned to calculate an average. Okay, we have learned how to calculate the minimum number and maximum number also. Here is some data. Here is the salesperson name, and here is quarterly sales for them. Now the company policy is to give a 10% bonus on their highest sale of a quarter. Now, if Claire sold 448,000 in quarter one, 334,000 in quarter two, 405,000 in quarter three, and 284,000 in quarter four, this is the highest sale. Quarter one sale is the highest sale. Right? So this highest sale, her bonus will be based on this sale. Okay. So what we are going to, what we need to do is to calculate bonus. We need to set up a bonus, 15% or 10%. Let me put 10% here. I will say 10%. This is the bonus rate. This should be percentage. So 10%. I'm going to combine this calculation with a function. The first thing that I need to determine is the maximum sale in one quarter, and then I need to multiply that with this 10%, which is the bonus rate. Okay, so this is how we are going to apply this. I'm going to say first requirement is the calculation of max number. So the function I'm going to use is max. Okay, max, and this max in this range. I will close it. Now this function will give me the maximum value on which I have to calculate the bonus. And now I'm going to multiply this with this 10%, which is the bonus rate, which I have placed in K1. And I'm going to use the same bonus rate for all of them. So I'm going to fix this K1. Okay. And that gives me the bonus for, one person, which is Claire. And I want to remove dollars. I just made it. It's, yeah, you can see this 448,000. This is 44,000. This is 10% of this 448,000. When I copy it all the way down, I get the bonus for everybody. And now what this function has done, it has calculated the max for this row and multiplied with this 10% rate.
10%.
So this way, you can combine several functions within functions. One function will perform one action, and the other function will perform the other action.
Absolutely.
Okay. So this is your combining the functions.
Easy.
Okay. Easy. Yes. Now these are some useful functions, and why there are several categories of functions in Excel. These functions are text functions: len, left, right, and mid. Now, why we call them text function? Because they can work with text and strings of letters also. Here is one possible text string, which is A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, G, H, Y. Many times you need to understand the length of this string. Length means how many characters in this string. What are the characters? A, B, C is a character. This dash is a character. These numbers are also characters. Any item, any item that is a result of a keystroke is an item in the string. Okay. So the function len can get you the number of characters in this exercise. If I want to, if I put len function here, len actually gives me the length of the string. And all I need to do is I need to refer to this string, and I will close it. And that will give me the number of characters in this string. There are
Clear.
11 characters.
Clear.
You can see 3 plus 3 plus 3, 9, and 2 dashes. That means 11. And
Yes.
this is very important to understand how many characters in this string. Let me add 2 spaces here. You see the space does not, space is also counted as a character,
Character. Yeah.
right? So
Right.
I will undo. Many times you see some data and I have added 2 spaces after that. Let me put the len function here, len, and I will refer back to this cell, and it says 14. If I
Yeah.
count, I can see only I can see only 11 characters, but
Yeah.
it says 14. That means
Means there's a space.
there are some extra things in this. So many times, if you are trying to validate data, this len function comes up very useful and very handy. It helps you
Yeah.
in understanding the data characteristics and data qualities also.
Yes.
Okay, so when you are trying to work with some text strings, this len function gives you the total string, the count of the string characters, and that can give you some hints about the data quality.
Beautiful.
Now the left function helps you to extract some part of the data. Like if you want to see, let's say this is kind of a product code, and the first 3 characters maybe is the code for the manufacturer,
Mm.
and the last 3 items maybe is the code for the warehouse location of this product where it is stored, and
Yeah.
the middle three characters are the value of the product. I'm just using a random example. Okay,
Yeah.
so you want to bifurcate and you want to split this. How you will split that? Here is the this left function can help us extract the characters from the left of the string.
Mm.
Okay, now if I type left here, now how many characters I want? I want first 3 characters. If I type 3, no, sorry, I have to give the string first. This is the text, this is the string, and
Mm.
on the string, I need 3 characters. We have the ABC.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Okay, so this is now we have extracted. The left function helps us to extract the characters from a string, as many characters as we need according to our requirement.
Mm.
Okay, now the right function similarly can do a same process from the right.
Mm.
Okay, I will type right now, and if I say 3 right, and this is the string, and I will say 3, and it will extract the
Right.
3
Read that.
right characters.
Mm.
Okay, now mid actually is a which can extract numbers or characters from middle of the string. Okay, so here
Mm.
what mid will do is equal to mid, and this mid, you know, this formula is saying it is asking for the text. Okay, now I'm going to say start number. It is now you have to give it a start number. Okay, the start number in this case, A, B, C, and dash are the first 4 characters.
Yeah.
I
So
want to
5.
take, I want to extract
5,
the 3
6.
numbers. So number 5 I want to start from 5, comma, and next it is asking how many characters I want to extract. I want to extract 3 characters.
Mm.
Okay. If I hit
Yeah,
enter, here it is.
yeah, tricky one.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. And this is your function. And this is, you want to understand what this function is doing. You can double click in the cell, or you can go to the cell and press F2. It will, this actually the formula is in now what you call edit mode. You can
Mm.
edit this formula like this. Now you click on the first component and it starts telling you what this is. This is the text where you are extracting the values. It is in cell A4. The second component after the comma is the start number. The third component, which is in the which is after the second comma, is the number of characters. So you have defined it, and it has extracted all the numbers for you. Okay.
Very clear.
I will introduce another cell here. I forgot to put it in the initial, so I'm going to just now copy the format here. And here I will say find. This is another function, and it's a very useful function. I want to find something. If I say find, and what I want to find the position of this dash. Okay. I
Mm.
want to find this dash, and this is how I will write. What I want to find is this dash. I have to put it within these inverted commas.
Okay.
Okay. I want to find where. This is the text where I want to find this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you see in this formula, there is another value, which is the, if I put another comma, it is with it is now this part is in inside the what you call square brackets. This argument is an optional argument. If you don't give this argument, let's for the time being ignore this, and if I hit enter, what it is saying, this, it says number 4. Number 4 means this dash is 4th character from the left.
Yeah.
Get what I'm saying?
Yes, I get it.
This dash is 4th character from the left. And now if I know that there are multiple dashes in this formula, if I put a comma here, and if I say 2, and if I hit enter, it still gives me 2.
Mm.
Let me, yeah, start number. Now if I say start number 4, number 5, now you see what has happened. I changed this to 5. Now what I'm saying, this argument, what this argument is doing, it is changing the counting position. I'm saying, what was the original formula? I'll delete this 5 again, or I will
Okay.
leave it like that. No, what I'll do is I'll leave this original formula like this. I didn't delete it. This original formula is 4. Let's copy this formula. And this is how I copy formula when I don't want to write it again. I just copied the formula and I'm going to place it here. And I'm going to put a comma and 5. And you see what? This, when I said count, it looked for this dash and started looking from the beginning, and it is telling me that this dash is fourth character. Now I know there is a fourth, this dash is fourth character. So if I know there are multiple dashes, the next I want to count, I want to start at 5. And what this formula is saying, give me the position of the second dash.
After the 5.
Now, and by putting this 5, I'm skipping the position of the first dash.
Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, the second dash is 8th character in this formula. Understand?
Yes.
Okay. Keep this in mind. I will bring you back to this exercise after maybe today or in next session. But we will use this capability of find to come to the better conclusion by using this find capability and this left and len capability in multiple formulas. Okay, but keep in
Okay.
mind you can find a character, its first position or its next position. Okay, just
Yes.
for the sake of understanding, I'm going to write this formula again. This was the formula I used. Copy, and here I'm going to write the find function again. Find. Okay, find what? Find again this dash. Okay, and I want to give now the character. Okay, here I'm going to paste the original formula that I typed in this cell.
Okay.
And if I say +1 and close this, now I have two find functions here, right?
Right.
Now this, now when you have two find functions, the first problem when you use multiple functions in a cell, the first problem, the closing of the brackets. You have to close all the brackets, otherwise the function will give you an error. And the best way to understand whether you have closed all your brackets is not or not is that your last bracket should be black color.
Okay, clear.
All right. Now look at
Yeah.
this bracket. This bracket is not black. This is not black, but the last bracket is black. That
It's
means
black.
all my brackets are closed properly. If I hit enter, but where did I get wrong? I made, yeah, I did not give, yes, I did not give this a string value here. I have to give this value also. Now it will work, yes.
Okay.
So this is also giving you the same result 8. Now what I've done, instead of guessing where to start from, I have given it a logical reason, logical test that this will find the first dash. Okay, +1 will go to the next level. Okay, and then this part will find the first dash, a second dash, sorry, next dash. To give you another flavor, if I just add a D here, what is happening? Here, this is now 5th place.
Yes, the digits changed. Yeah.
Here, I had placed this 5, which is not correct now, right? So this is what we normally recommend, that in your formulas, don't put these numbers absolute. Make them logical. The second one, I made it logical. Now this is giving me the
What
correct result.
Yeah. What happened to the mid column?
Because this one,
Minus 12. No, minus
because
12 and mid.
yeah, the len also changed, and because of this, we had these values absolute. So we started with at that time we said start from 5 and give us 3 characters. So fifth character is now dash.
Hmm.
That's why it is giving you dash 12.
Okay.
Correct?
Yeah.
So this is your uh, uh, functions, and I am going to okay. I remove that D, and this is your. These are basic functions, and these are called text functions. Left and len and left and right and mid and find. These are text functions. Okay. Here are some
Yeah.
more text functions. You see this name, Deborah Ashby. Deborah
Yeah.
is all capital. Ashby is A capital, the rest of it is small. But for name, the proper structure is that every word should start with a capital letter and rest of the letters should be small.
Hmm.
Okay, so you want to convert this into a proper format. If I just say is equal to, and the function I'm going to use is proper, and I want to convert this name to proper format. Now this is Deborah Ashby.
Nice. That's nice. I never knew about that.
Okay, so this
Yeah.
is now correct, properly done.
For so many years, I've been going back and retyping those names.
Yes. Yeah, I know. That's why I put these things for you. All right. Now, sometimes when you are writing emails or you are creating emails, you want all the letters as small letters,
Yeah.
right? So the function, lower function, can do that for you. Is equal to lower, and again Deborah Ashby, and it will be all lower.
Hmm.
Okay. And
Hmm.
similarly, upper will make it all upper characters, capital letters. And this is your done. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, finally, the trim function, what trim function does, many times, you see this Claire Smith, the, there are many multiple spaces in between,
Yeah.
right? And let's see, maybe there are spaces after this Lacey. There are spaces in the beginning here in Julie Walters' case.
Yeah. You can
Okay.
do proper and trim at the same time.
Uh, of course, you can combine all functions together.
Yeah.
Proper and trim, you can do that. And this is what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to put uh, Deborah Ashby here. I want proper, but finally, what I want to do is you have to decide which function you want to perform first and which one function you want to perform subsequently. So the first function I want to perform is trim,
Yeah.
remove all the unnecessary spaces. And the second function I want to perform is proper. So the
Mm.
second function I want to perform, I have to write first. Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to say proper. Oh, I is equal to proper. And next I'm going to write trim. These are two functions now.
Yeah.
Okay. The first function in sequence, the first function that will be performed is trim, and the second function that will be performed is proper. And finally, I'm going to give it the address and close this. But you see, this bracket is not black.
It's not
That means
finished yet.
I need to close another one. So now my function is done. Deborah Ashby. Now let's copy this function down. Here you have the proper, but spaces are not gone. This Deborah Ashby, this will be all small. This will be all capital. And this will be proper and no extra
And
spaces.
amazing.
Okay. So this is now properly cleaned. Now
Yeah.
I will introduce one more function, and that is clean. I will leave you this for you to explore. Now there are, sometimes when you download your data from some database or from some ERP systems, there are some hidden characters in this data.
Right.
Those hidden characters you cannot see, but they're there. Even if you print, they will not come in the print, but those are there. They're called ASCII characters and non-printable ASCII characters. Now the trim cannot remove them. If you get some data that has those hidden characters, this clean function will remove them. It works exactly like trim, but if there are some error, you find some error still in your data which are not cleaned after using trim, you can use the clean function also. And you can use them both together also, like we used here, trim and
Trim
proper
and clean.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use trim and clean together. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now here is another date and time function. How do you get today's date in Excel? If I want to write the date today, how do I do that? Here is a function. Function is today. And I don't need to write anything in between. I type today and it bracket start. I just close the bracket and hit enter. Here is the date.
Nice.
February 24, 2024. But, and you want time? Here is the function for time. Now, just close it. According to my machine, my laptop, the time is 11 minutes past 3 and 2nd February 24th February 2024. But there's a problem with these functions. These functions are volatile functions.
What do you mean?
I will tell you what I mean. Volatile means keep an eye on this screen, and after 1 minute, you will see the time change.
Okay.
Now, if I open this file tomorrow, it will show me date 25 February 2024. Okay. Now, the solution to this is that you enter the date, and the date I'm going to enter like this today. Close it. But after entering this, copy, and let me do it one more time. Is equal to today. No, I didn't close it properly. Today. See the difference. My active cell is still B19.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Now I will do one more time. I just want you to understand the difference.
Yeah.
Now I will say today. Close. And when I hit enter, now my active cell is B20. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But if I did it if I do it this way today, and I'm now holding down control and hitting enter, my active cell is still B19.
Right.
And my formula has executed and I have got the date.
Right.
Okay. Now I'm going to hold down control again and press Control C, and without doing anything else, I'm going to hold control again and press Control V. And now I don't have a formula here. I just have a date. It is showing the formula, but now this date will not change.
Yeah.
But this is the formula. Now I have to Control C, and I have to change it to value. Okay. So now the formula is gone. There's no formula in the cell. So
Yeah.
what does that mean? Now my date is hard coded. So
It's not going to change.
whenever you are going to enter your today function and you don't want this to change tomorrow, you see the time when I entered, it was 15:11.
Right.
Now it is 15:14.
Yeah, you can copy and paste.
You can copy and paste values,
Yeah.
not paste values.
Okay.
That will kill the
Sometimes
formula,
not. No.
but that will solve your problem. That will solve your issue. You have the date, but it will not change then. Okay. So this is what you hard code your dates. By the way, what does date mean for Excel? I'll show you something. This is again, this is something magical. If I say one, okay, I just type number 1. I want to format this as long date. Here is the date, and here is the long date format. What does it say? Sunday, January 1, 1900. You know what?
What does that mean?
Excel does not know any date before this.
Okay.
The word did not exist before Sunday, January 1, 1900.
Oh.
So Excel word started from Sunday, January 1, 1900.
Yeah.
Okay. And the message actually I'm going to give you, I'm trying to give you is that what a date means for Excel. Let me put today function here. Let me format this as long date. This is Saturday, February 24, 2024. Okay. I'm going to copy this and paste it here. Same. Let me change the format from date to general. This is what is actually stored in Excel's memory.
Wow.
Today is 44,346 days after Sunday, 1st January 1900. In Excel's memory, there is no date formatting. It only stores numbers. For the screen only, it shows these dates. So that is why you can subtract a date from a date. If I say from this date, subtract this date, it will give me a number. How many days apart we are from 1st January 1900? 45,345 days. So you can subtract dates, you can add dates, because for Excel, date is just a number.
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't mean anything. And the number also, not in this format. Number is in this format. This actually means only one.
Yeah.
Sunday, January 1, 1900 means 1. And
Yeah.
interestingly, if I put 0 here, and if I give you the same format, that's what it says. Saturday, January 0, 1900. Logically, if it recognized the date before this, it should have said Saturday, 31st December, 1899, right?
Yeah.
But because Excel does not know any universe before existed before this, so Excel
Mm-hmm.
will not do this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this
Yeah.
is what a date means. This is what today function means. Okay,
Interesting.
right. So these are the dates. We'll work with some other date functions also in the upcoming sessions, but this is the basics. Okay, here is one
Yeah.
more function. We have a list of cities: London and Paris and Oslo and London and Oslo and Paris and Munich. Now, many times you have such lists and you need why you have London multiple times, why you have
Mm-hmm.
Paris multiple times, you have Oslo multiple times. You need a unique list. Okay, so for that, the function that you use is unique.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if I now put this unique function here and I just select this list, close, that gives us, actually this is only 4 cities.
Mm-hmm.
Why so many? This we are talking about only 4 cities: London,
Mm-hmm.
Paris, Oslo, and Munich.
Same applies with, for example, job titles. If I'm working on job titles
Yes,
and families, yeah.
yes,
Okay.
yes. Job titles, sales representatives. Because if you are
Yeah.
looking at the orders, you have
Yeah.
multiple times a sales representative will appear in those list of orders. But you want to
Yeah.
see how many sales representatives you have. You have only. So this unique function will help you to do that. But you see,
Unique.
there's another function. There's another kind of trait of this function. Uh, we entered these functions, upper and trim and clean and those functions here, but no function had any borders around it. But when
Mm.
I entered this unique function, you see, it is kind of giving me a set of values together.
Yeah.
This is because this function is not returning a singular value.
Mm.
This function is returning a list of values.
Mm-hmm.
In Excel terms, we call it array of
Yeah.
values.
Okay.
Okay, so the function that results in an array of values is called an array function. In Excel, there are some functions which are specifically called as array functions, and the most significant quality of these functions will be whenever you apply such a function and it gives you a list, it will show you a border around those values. So
Mm.
you will know this is an array function.
Mm.
And another interesting thing about this is if I double click here, you see this is unique function applied here.
On
And
all.
yeah, this is the function I wrote in this cell. Okay, if I click here, there's nothing.
Oh.
But we see a value, but this value is a result of this entry here. Okay, all these cells are actually blank, nothing in these cells. And
Yeah.
if you look at the formula bar here, up here, you will see when I click on this I3, you see this formula bar showing
Mhm.
shop formula. If I click
Mm.
to the next cell down, this is now
Nothing.
grayed out.
Faded.
This
Yeah,
is
it's faded.
grayed.
Yeah.
That means this is part of the array function, which function is here, but it is not entered in this cell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is your array function. This is your first array function, unique, and we will look at other array functions also. But this is an interesting one, and this is for you the introductory array function. Okay.
Yeah.
I think your delivery has not come yet.
No, not yet. But just Adan just came. But so I'm fine whenever you want to take the break.
Okay.
So
So
for unique,
yeah,
for unique, you click on unique, and then the cell, let's say
yeah,
H3, all the way to the last cell. It will give me the
yeah,
array of
yes,
cells. Okay. Okay.
yeah, and it will give you the unique values.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
And okay, we'll come back. 15 minutes or 20 minutes?
Inshallah. 15 or 20,
15?
whatever works for you. Whatever
Yeah,
works for you.
okay.
Okay.
The system is working. We are not closing the structured system.
With
It will continue to
yeah.
record, but I'm just
Okay.
switching off my mic, and we will come
Okay.
back in 15-20 minutes.
Thank you very much. تقبل الله. I will
Well,
see you soon.
I'm back, Ahmed.
Yes, sir. I'm online.
Okay, very good. All right, so we have done this unique thing, and now let's go to the next one, which is concatenate. The idea of this concatenate is that you can combine uh, two or more text strings together, and you can create a new text string with the help of this concatenate function. What we have here is several emails, which is Bonito Thomas 24 at Gmail, Travis Anderberg at hotmail.com, Ali Brian at gmail.com, E. Rolando Argueta at gmail.com, and many. There are kind of 100 email addresses. Our
Okay.
task, our task in this exercise is that we want to remove the Gmail and Hotmail and Live and Yahoo and those domains, and we want
Okay.
to place our company domain here. Instead of these Gmail and Hotmail and Live and all, we need to replace them with our company domain. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
we have to find a way to remove these domains and add instead of this our company domain. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
let's break down this task into several steps. The first step I'm going to do is I'm going to find out now. I'm going to what I'm going to do. I'm going to find a way to remove the this Gmail and this. Okay. For that, we have done some functions, and those functions here. Let me go back to them. Here are the useful functions. This left and right and mid and those functions, len and these functions.
Mm.
Okay. I'm going to use this left and find functions for this purpose. Okay.
Mm.
First of all, I'm going to use find function. And with the help of this find function, what I'm going to do, I'm going to locate, or I'm going to find out the position of this common character. What is the common character in this emails?
The at.
At symbol, yes. So I'm
Mm.
going to try to find out the location of this at symbol in these email IDs. Okay. So the
Yeah.
function I'm going to use is find. find the text. What I want to find this @ symbol. Okay. And I want to find it where? I want to find in this text. Okay. And I will close it. And it tells me the position of @ symbol in the first email is 15th position. Okay. So
Okay.
let's copy it down a few steps and see if it works. Yes. We have all and they're all different. In first email, it is number 15. In the 17th, second email, 9th, in third email, 17, 9, and like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So we know now that what is the position of this common character in each email. Now, it would be easy for me to use a left function and to extract these many characters from that text string, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to use left function here. And if I say left is equal to left, and from this text, I want how many characters? I want this 15 characters. But instead of 15, I'm referring to the cell where I have extracted this number 15. And this
Beautiful.
is it. Bonito Thomas 24 @ Okay. So this Bonito Thomas 24 @ is what I need in the first step. Now, all I need to do is I need to find a way to combine this with my company domain, right? So I'm going to use a function. Here I have put concat or concatenate. Both functions are available, but Microsoft is has announced that gradually they are going to kill this concatenate function. Concatenate was the original function, but it's a long name of the function. So they have come up with a new function which is called concat, and this concat is an kind of an abbreviated version of concatenate. It's the same function, but in different name. So we are going to use this concat function. What does concat do? Concat helps you combine 2 or more strings of text. Okay. So the first string of text that I want to combine here is Bonito Thomas. Okay. The second string of text, if I have it placed in somewhere, no, not F6. Should be E6, not F6. There's nothing in F6. E6, sorry. Okay, E6. And the next string, either I have to put it somewhere and refer to that cell, or I can type in this inverted commas, and I will say prepinfo.com and
Mr.
close these
Sajid, can you give
commas.
me 1 minute? Can you give me 1
Yes,
minute,
sure.
please?
Sure.
Hello? Yes. Yes. Good afternoon. Yes. Okay. How much time you need? Okay. I will also. Yeah, I am here. I just have business call. So reach there and text me on WhatsApp so I can ask the mate to open. Okay. Thank you. Yes. Apologies for that.
No problem. Your delivery guys. Okay.
Yeah. They need 30 minutes. Yes.
Okay. So my text string, one component is in cell E6, and the second component I just typed in prepinfo.com, and I can close this. And here is my new domain, Bonito Thomas 24 at prepinfo.com.
Yeah.
Right? But how do I replicate in these 100 addresses? Here is the magic. I always advise that do not try to write a long formula, break it down into steps, and then reassemble it. Now, what I did in the first step, I used find to get the common characteristic position. Then I use this common characteristic position to extract the characters from the left. Now, in this formula, B6 is my original text string, but D6 is a cell where I put a function. This function is an intermediary stage, right? This was not my final desired result. This is something I'm using as a helping place. So if I
Yes.
copy this formula from here and go to my cell where I have used it, instead of referring to this D6, if I just copy this back, paste it here, then I have this result, same result. I don't need this now anymore. I can delete it, right? But I will
Right.
leave it here. I will leave it here because I'm going to send this file to you. So I'll leave it here. Now, this function, which I created in this cell E6, I have used this in E6 here. So instead of using this reference here, if I copy all this again from here and I place this instead of E6, I paste this formula, I still have the same result,
Yeah.
right? But
Right.
now I have assembled my formula, and you see it has three functions working together. One is concat, the other one is left, and then there is find.
Yeah.
And it has only cell references of the original cell, which is B6, in which the main text string lies, which I'm working on. Okay. Now, all I need to do is just send it down like this, and all emails are replaced.
Amazing.
Everywhere you have prep info.
Amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all we have done is we have used three functions: find, left, and concatenate in this sequence. But rather than trying to figure out and where to put what, I created intermediary steps, and then I assembled this long formula. Okay. So this is your concat, and you can use concatenate also. It will give you the same result. But there's another trick here. This is a small trick, and I'm going to use I call this symbol is called ampersand. Like I told you, where did I put that? I think I put in the, where is that cell? Absolute. Here, I put these are mathematical symbols, or we call them mathematical operators also, right?
Right.
This symbol is also a concatenate operator. Concatenate operator. How it works? Here is the magic. If I say this Bonita Thomas, I'm referring to this. I'm not using any function, no concat, nothing. If I just use this ampersand, and then I say prepinfo.com, close the inverted commas, I have the same result that I have here.
That's easy. It's a faster
That's
way.
easy. Yes. You don't need any, you don't even need to put concatenate function or concat function. You can use this operator. Okay. And this instead of E6, again, instead of E6, if I go to take this formula like this, it will work like that also. Instead of E6, I'm going to put this function here, and my result is the same.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, for purposes, I think I removed from this. There was another exercise, but I will quickly create that exercise for you. If I say, if I take a name, Muhammad Ali Khan, Muhammad Ali Khan, okay? Here, Khalid Muhammad Al Kahtani. I'm just taking random names. Chris, Norris, Baker. Okay. I
Yeah.
want to, these are first name, middle name, last name. Okay. I want to create a full name. How I will do that is equal to this, this, this. All three names. But there is no gap in between the words, right? Because
Yeah.
there is a gap between Ali and Khan because I typed one space here. That's why there is a gap. Otherwise, there would be no gap, right? To create
Yeah.
that gap, what you can do here, I'm going to put another ampersand, and in between these two, I'm going to put a inverted comma, a space, and an inverted comma. And for the second also step, inverted comma, space, inverted comma. And now you have the spaces. Muhammad Ali Khan. But now this Ali Khan, there is double space because there was one space here also.
Mm.
Correct? So to remove that, I'm going to put a trim here. Trim, and that's it. Now there's only one space in between. Okay. All right, let me copy it down. All three names. Correct?
Yeah.
So you can use this ampersand symbol like that. Any text strings
Trim,
you want to create
trim,
spaces.
E1, F1.
Yeah,
Okay.
G1.
And you have to put what do you call it? This bracket, small
Spaces.
bracket, huh?
No, not this is not bracket. This is inverted for inverted commas, and there's a space between them because I wanted to create a space in between all the words.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now
Mm.
I will show you another magic here. That magic is I want to create an email. Okay. And the company policy is that email will be the first letter of the first name, then a dot, first letter of the second name, then a dot, and full name, full family name. Okay. And then the domain. Okay. This is the policy. I'm going to type this email. This should be m dot a dot on at prepinfo.com. Okay. This should be the
Mm.
email. Okay.
Mm.
This is the email. Now, if I have only 3 examples here, let's say I have 3,000 employees and I want to create emails like that. It will take me some time to copy to do that, right? But here is the magic.
Mm.
I'm holding down control and I'm going to press E. What happened? KMA Al-Qahtani
Yeah.
and C and Baker. Okay. So what
Yeah.
this is actually this is called flash fill. And what does flash fill do? Flash fill will try to copy your what you try to do in the first place. Flash will try to copy the same.
Mm.
Okay, and it will just uh, uh, copy in all the data. But you have to be a little careful. Like sometimes when you see this A, and here also there is a confusion between A, and so this has given you an extra A here. So you
Mm.
might need to edit some of the values. But
Yeah.
generally it has worked perfectly well. It has
Mm.
copied everything and it has given you the result finally. And this flash fill is available in this data tab also. This flash fill. Here is the flash fill tab. You can
Mm.
use this button also. On data tab, here is this flash fill button. But the shortcut
Mm.
is control and E.
Mm.
That is the shortcut for flash fill. And it is a wonderful tool. It can uh, identify your the action that you performed in the cell above, and
Mm.
it can replicate for on all the data that is exists on the left side of this column.
Mm.
Okay, so that's your
Yes.
concat. That's the concat and concat operator. This is concat operator, this
Yeah.
ampersand symbol.
Yeah. I
Okay,
love it.
yes,
It made it way much easier, you know, the concat
yes,
operator.
yes, it makes life very easy. Okay, now the next one is VLOOKUP. V stands for vertical lookup.
Mm.
Okay, we have an exercise here. We have some part numbers and we need to create a kind of a sales invoice. And
Mm.
here is the description of those parts and the quantity sold. You will have to enter the quantity, unit price, sales price, and VAT, and total. We need to automate that. But
Mm.
this is how the systematic things work. This is how you find out data. Here is actually our uh, warehouse details. These are part numbers. Okay.
Mm.
Each part number has a description, and each part number has a unit price. These are the prices. Now, what we need to do is we cannot copy and paste. We have to use Excel to
Mm.
find out the description of this part number and unit price of this part number from this data,
Mm. Mm.
from this database. Okay.
Yeah.
Some of them are missing. Why some are missing? I don't know. Okay, I'll just quickly fill up the missing parts. How many are missing? It's just, I don't know why. Nothing is missing. I don't know why it
No,
was
it's
not
okay.
showing.
Good.
Yeah, I don't know why it was not showing. Anyway, so what we are going to do, we are going to use a function which is called VLOOKUP.
Yeah.
Okay, and that
They use
function
it
is
a
going
lot.
to,
The finance team used it a lot.
yes, that, so we are going to use that VLOOKUP function to bring in data for us, and we need to quickly fill in these numbers. So what is our VLOOKUP function? Here is the, let me first, before I put this function, let me quickly put the quantities. I will just put random quantities, quantity 5 for part this, then 7, 10, 6, 9, that's it. These are the quantities. Let me center it because this will look better. Unit price we have to bring in. Sale price will be the quantity multiplied by unit price. Okay, because there is no value given in this case, so it is showing as 0. But once we bring in the unit price, then it will automatically fill up. Okay, now I'm going to calculate VAT. On this value, we need to calculate VAT. VAT, as I said before, we cannot put any number in a cell. I'm going to put 15% here. This is VAT is 15%. And if you don't want to show this value, it is very easy. Just change the cell content to white. It doesn't show here, VAT. It doesn't show, but it is there. You can use it, but it doesn't show. Okay. VAT calculation will be sale price multiplied by the VAT percentage. And because we are going to use the same for all these values at the down, so I'm going to fix it F4. So this is my VAT. VAT is again 0. And I will just copy this formula down. And the total invoice value will be, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here with you.
Sale price plus VAT. And I'm just going to format it. And I'm just copying the formula down here also. So my basic structure is ready and my quantities are added. I need to bring in description and I need to bring in unit price. So my description is here. This is my data, part number, description, and unit price. So I'm going to use the function VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP. And this VLOOKUP, what I need to look up? I need to look up this part number. Okay. This is my guiding thing. Where I can find this part number, I put a comma, and now it is asking for the table array. The part numbers will be in this table array. So if I start from here and press shift control down arrow and right arrow, all my this warehouse record is selected. Right? So what it is going to do, it is going to look for the part number in column number 1. Okay. So I am in this formula. What I've done, I've given it the lookup value and the table array where to look up this value. Next, what it needs is the column index number. Which column is the value that I am looking for? I'm actually
Column
in this.
Index number.
Yeah, that is description, which is second column here. In this set now, in this data, column number 1 is part number, column number 2 is description. Right?
Yeah.
Column number 3 is price. So I'm looking for column number 2. Okay. And then next one is, do I want exact match or approximate match? I need exact part number match. Okay. So if I need exact match, Excel is suggesting to me that you should type false. I can select false by hitting tab, and now I close. And if that part number is there, here is the description. Got it?
Yeah.
So if the part number is there in this data set, in this database, in our warehouse, here is the description. And now I can copy the same formula and I can paste this formula here in this unit price, and I will say the same, but I have to change one item here. The column index, I have to change from 2 to 3, because in column number 2 is the description. In column number 3 is the price. So I've changed the column description now, and I get the price now, which is 71.03. And when I enter, I have full calculation. My sale price is calculated, my VAT is calculated, and my total cost is also calculated. Okay. Now what I need to do, I need to copy this formula down, but there is one problem. And the problem is, I will just copy the formula down and you will see what happens. I copied one step down. I copied one step down. When my function is this is the area. This is the array I've selected. But for the next cell, when you copy this, when you see our array has shifted one step down. And this is because that relative referencing issue. When you copy the formula down, your all references shift down. So in order to prevent that, this whole data set needs to be fixed, right? So I need to fix this F4. Now I should actually fix in this formula here rather than in that cell. So I will fix it here, F4. And now I will copy it all the way down. And that will give me all my descriptions. And interestingly, this part is not found in our data set.
Why? It's not there? Not available?
It's not there. It's not available.
Yeah.
So if there is an order and this part is not available, not available.
Someone took it and deleted it from the data.
No, that yes, someone might have deleted it from the data, or maybe it's outside of our scope.
Yeah.
Sorry. Maybe it's not in our scope. Maybe we don't stock this part anymore. Okay. So this is your formula. Now, here is a problem now. The problem is it says NA. Doesn't matter. In description, if it says NA, doesn't matter. But if it says NA in my calculations, I cannot sum this now. If I sum it up, it will give me a wrong. No, it gives me correct result. But
yeah, it will bypass it.
It will bypass it. But it is always a good idea that if there is something which is NA, rather than showing this NA, it should show, you can make it 0, or you can make it some other value. How to do that? Here, I'm going to say if error. I'm going to use a function which is if error. Okay, if error, and I will leave this VLOOKUP function as it is. In the end, I'm going to put a comma, and I'm going to say not available. And I've put this within inverted commas, not available, and I will close it. And now if I copy this formula down, it doesn't say that NA, it says not available.
Amazing.
Okay. And in this case, Here, again, I'm going to put if error. And here, I want this to give me 0. If this is it, give me 0. And 0, I don't need, if it is a number, I don't need to put it in inverted commas.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to copy it down. And here we get 0 and all these zeros. Here it doesn't disturb. So this was not available, so there's no price. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a VLOOKUP function.
Mm.
V for vertical lookup. Okay. But keep in mind, this function has one or two problems of its own. Problem number one, it will look at the if this value appears more than once. For example, somebody made an error in your database that if this part number was appearing here and the manufacturer has changed the description. Okay, and unit price has also changed. Now somebody who is maintaining this record did not amend the original record, but entered the part number again and wrote the description. Now VLOOKUP will not look at the second value. It will only work with the first value available. Understand?
Yeah.
And the second problem, here is the lookup values. These are the lookup values. If the description or price or something is on the left side of this value, VLOOKUP cannot find it. Okay. There is another function. We will have a go at that function in next session, inshallah. And that is XLOOKUP. That takes care takes care of those problems. Okay. So we are going to work with that function or learn that function in next session. But for the time being, VLOOKUP is a very useful function. Only if you are sure that there are no multiple values in your database, then no problem. And if you are not looking for something which is on the left side of the value of your lookup value, then again no problem. But if these are the issues, then VLOOKUP is not the function that you should be using. Okay. All right. So this was VLOOKUP. Here is HLOOKUP. This HLOOKUP, if VLOOKUP is vertical lookup, this HLOOKUP is horizontal lookup. Okay, and this horizontal is the function and syntax of the function is similar, but the only thing is that your data orientation, before you were looking at the columns, now you are looking at the rows. Okay, you need to find the total value or total sales. Okay, this is interesting. I will for the time being, I'm going to leave it like that. You want to find what is the total expense in the month of July 20. This data is for 20, the year 20, then 21, 22. This 3 years data. 21, 22, 3 years data overall. Okay. So what we are going to do, I'm going to enter HLOOKUP. Okay. What you are trying to look up? I'm trying to look up this value, which is in my cell number C15. Okay. And where is the lookup array? Lookup array starts from here and shift control down, right? All my lookup array is selected.
To C11.
Okay. Now, where is the value I'm looking for? I'm looking for the total. Total is in column number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7. No, row number 7. Row number 7. Here we are looking at the row number. So row number 7. And now again I have to select false because I need exact match. When I close it, it gives me 24,500, which is July 20. Where is July 20? July 20, 24,500. So it has picked the right value for me. Okay. So this is your H lookup. It's exactly the same as VLOOKUP, but VLOOKUP is when your data is in column orientation, and H lookup when your data is in row orientations. Okay. Clear?
Can we do it again very quickly?
Sure. Here is the H lookup. This is your lookup value. You need to find out the total cost for the month of July. Okay. Here is your data array starting from January 20. Shift control down and right. Okay. And put a comma. And now you need to give the row index. Row index is 7. That's the 7th row. The total is 7th row from the top. And you need exact match, so you need to select false. You can type false also here. So I will select false and just close the function. That's it. That will go find it. Okay.
Yeah.
Clear?
Yeah.
So this is your H lookup. I will write a function here, and I will encourage you to explore that, which is lookup. This is also an interesting function, and explore that. What is the syntax? How to write that? And sometimes it works well also. Okay. Then we have a few more functions. This also, the purpose of bringing them here is just to introduce you to those functions. One is sum product. The other one is index, and then there is an offset function, and then there's a match function. Now these are also not the sum product, but the index, offset, and match. These three functions are also considered as lookup functions. Okay. And sum product is a function. You remember in our calculators, we have a memory function. You multiply two items and you put that in the memory. Then you multiply two more items, you put that in the memory. Then you multiply two more items, put them in the memory, right? And then finally you recall the memory. Right? Now this sum product is a similar function. What it does is, here I have a data for some employees, and I've used ABC codes for my employee names, and because there are only 26 alphabets, so I have 26 employees. Here is the number of days worked by each employee during the month. In column C, I have the number of days worked, and in column D, I have the daily wage rate for each employee. Now keep in mind that in any database system, normally what you would need or what you would expect, I'm going to add a column here, and I'm going to say total wage. How you will get total wage is equal to number of days worked multiplied by the daily wage rate. Daily wage rate. right?
Mm.
So this is your daily wage rate. This is your total wages. And this I'm going to, let's put a accounting notation, and let's create a sum also. But in database systems, in database management functions, this putting this column and saving it is an inefficient use of your data space.
Mm.
Because these two values are the original data.
Yeah.
And this is a resultant data.
Mm.
This is a result of some calculations. No database system is efficient if it stores the result of manipulations also.
Mm.
That what you should do is you should have in your database system the original values, and your system should be able to manipulate them behind the scene and give you a result.
Mm.
Okay. Now, if I want to find, if I'm not interested in finding the total wages earned by each employee, what I can do is I can use this sum product function to calculate the total wages earned by all the employees in this month. Okay. And this is
Mm.
what I'm going to do now. I'm going to use sum product function. And here is my, here it says array number one. Array number one is days worked. Shift
Mm.
control down arrow.
Mm-hmm.
This my array is selected, comma. And this is my second array. Shift control down arrow. That's it. I've given two arrays and I will close my function. Now what this sum product is going to do is going to multiply the first component with the first component of the second array plus second component multiplied by the second component of the second array, third component of the first array multiplied by third component of the first array, second array, and like that
Mm.
it will create this calculation and
That's,
give me the
yeah.
final number. Here is the
Mm.
final result.
So because you put the sum product function, you didn't need to put the multiplication operator, right?
You see, I did not need to put this column and I did not need to make this total. This total is the
Mm.
same as I've calculated with sum product function.
Mm-hmm.
Now it depends on the need and it depends on the use. If I'm preparing a list of salary for the month, I need this calculation, right?
Yeah.
But if I'm using this number, I just need the final number for my planning purposes. I don't need this list. I can use this sum product and I can get this number.
Mm.
Understand?
Yeah.
So if I don't need this, why should I waste my data space, my space, my disk space, and my calculation time to do this? And here we have only 26. Imagine you have 2,600 employees.
Mm.
This will be redundant calculation,
Yeah.
right? So this is
Right.
your, this sum product function will do the job for you. Index is a function that is actually a kind of an address function.
Mm.
If you know Khobar, if you have come to Khobar,
Yeah. Yeah.
Khobar, Khobar Shumaliya mainly is divided into cross 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 25, and then there are streets, Prince Ahmad Street and King Abdullah Street and King Khalid Street and like that. And when we give an address, we say I live on cross 16 Prince Abdullah Street. I don't live there now, but uh, for an example, we give
Yeah.
addresses like that. Okay. Now
Yeah.
in Excel, if I say that I have this is row number 16. This is column C. What is the cross section of 16 and column C? This number 28. This index
Yes.
function, in index function, we give data range, a row and a column reference, and it will bring in the value in that row and column cross section.
Mm-hmm.
Understand?
Yes.
So this is what index function does. For example, let's write this index function. This index, first of all, it needs the data array. Data
Yeah.
array starts from this data,
C9.
and I'll press all the way down, shift control down arrow and right arrow. I don't need this column, so I will hold shift and press right arrow once, left arrow, sorry. So I don't need to include this because this is, I just created it for example. This is my data I'm working with. I want to see in this row, in this data, I want to see what is Mr. J, what is the, how many days Mr. J worked in this month. If I want to find out what is the, in this data, I've selected this data range. I put a comma here. What is the row number for Mr. J? Row number 10. In this data, I'm not looking at the Excel row number. I'm looking at the row number in this data. Mr.
Mm.
J is in row number 10,
Mm.
right? So I
Right.
will give row number 10 here. This is row number 10. And what is the column number? I'm looking for number of days worked.
Mm.
Number of days worked is in column number 3, column serial number 1. Name code is column number 2, and days worked is column number 3. So this
Mm.
is column number 3. Okay. So what
Mm-hmm.
the 3 components that I've entered? First component is the total data range. Second component is row reference, and third component is column reference.
Column
So
reference.
if I close it and hit enter, Mr. J worked 22 days in the
Mm.
month of in this month. Here is 22.
Mm.
Got it?
Yes.
So this is your index function. The next function, and these
Index.
functions,
Index
yes,
mainly is about the intersection of the row and the column.
and column, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Now they may on their own, it may look very strange. What is the use of it? But I will show you the use also in a minute. Before we close the session today, I'll show you the use also.
Mm.
Now, the next function that we are going to look at is offset function. Now, offset function is like a robot. Robots are dumb machines. You give them instructions and they follow. Right? Now,
Yeah.
if I want to reach this 22, I know my destination is this 22. My robot is standing here, which is in column column A, cell number 8.
Okay.
So it's my robot is standing in A8. I want this to reach this 22. This robot cannot walk diagonally. I will say go down by 10 steps. If it goes down by 10 steps, it will reach here. Okay. Then from here, I want this to turn right and take 2 steps. It will reach here.
Yeah.
This is how you operate your offset function.
Okay.
In index, we selected the entire data, but in offset, we are not selecting the data. We are working from a specific position.
Mm.
Okay. So here is my offset function. Offset starting point A8, comma. Now, in this case, keep in mind, if I want to go down, I will use the number in plus. If I want to go up, I will use the number in minus.
Okay.
Okay. Now, in this case, in my example, I want to go down. So I will say 10 steps down.
Plus 10.
10. No need to say put plus. But
Okay.
if it's going up, then you have to put minus 10. So
I understand.
in case of plus, no need to put plus. Okay.
Understand.
Now it has reached here. Now I want to go 2 steps right. Now for right also, I need to put 2 plus 2 means. And if I want to go left, I will put minus 2.
Okay.
Okay. So if I to put 2 and I will close it, there are two additional requirements also, but they are optional. If I just leave it like that and close the function, it will reach again the same 22.
Yeah.
So what I gave, I told it to stand, it was standing here. But from this position, I told it to go 10 steps down, 2 steps on the right, and it has found the number there, which is 22. Okay. And for the time being, you can take my word for it. This helps you make wonderful data manipulations, and we'll show you. We'll do that in this session and in coming sessions also. These are very useful tools, and these are my favorites. Index match and offset are my favorites. I use them
Really?
quite a lot. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. The next function is match. Now, what this match function does, we have a list of like 20 companies. These are technology companies, and I want to find position of Dell in these companies. And it's again very easy to find. I can just scroll down and see where Dell is. But imagine, by the way, don't look in your sheet. Do you know how many rows in this Excel sheet?
In this one?
Yes.
Okay.
How many
You mean
total
the
rows? The
in the table
maximum,
you
yes.
created or the maximum?
No. The
No.
maximum possible.
No, I don't know.
More than 1,400,000 rows.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And there are some 30,000 columns also.
Wow.
So this is the capability of this data. It can be this large. It can be this large. So to find a particular position where this particular value falls in this data, we will use the match function. What we are trying to find, we are trying to match. Here is the syntax match. I want to find Dell. And it is asking for a lookup value. What I want to look up? I want to look up Dell. Okay, I'm putting this Dell in the inverted commas. Okay, now I want to give the array. This is the array I want to find it in. Okay, so close this, hit enter. What happened? Did I make any mistake? Yeah, yes, I know the mistake I made. I have to give it the match type. Is it exact match or not? I want to find, it is asking for, you want the exact match or less than or greater than. I want exact match. For exact match, I have to type 0, or I can select 0 also. Dell is at the 11th position. Here is Dell. Okay. So this is your match. It can find the position. Now, if I don't know the name of the company, full name of the company, but I know first few characters, like in this case, I know a company starts with the MAP. In that case, what I'm going to do, this is how I'm going to write my match function. Match MAP, and I'll put an asterisk here. Now this asterisk here is not multiplication. Okay, this asterisk is an indication that this name is not full name.
Okay.
Okay, comma, and now I'll give again the same list. And let's see what it tells me. No, I again made that mistake. I should put 0 as my exact match. And now that's number 17 is a company which its name is Maple. Understand?
Yeah.
So
Why did it give
if
me 11?
yeah, because you did not put 0.
Okay.
And because you need exact match. Okay.
Yeah.
Now the last thing that I want to show is I know the name of the company NVIDIA, but I don't know the exact spelling. I may have confused some. NVIDIA can be with the DEA or DIA. In that case, if I put a wrong spelling, it will give me an A. But I can leave this part blank. Instead of putting a wrong spelling, if I'm not sure, I will let Excel do the search for me, and I'm writing match again. And in this match, I'm typing NVIDIA, and I'm putting a question mark in place of the value I don't know. I'm not sure of. Okay. And again, I'll give the same range. Close. No, not close. Before close, I need 0 for exact match. And hit enter. There is a company at number 15, which is NVIDIA, and it starts with IA, not EA. Okay. So
Yeah.
this is your match function. And keep in mind, my friend, these
Yeah.
functions are very useful functions. These lookup functions, HLOOKUP, VLOOKUP, and XLOOKUP, which we will work on next session, and these index and match and sum product. These are very useful functions. They help you create wonderful data manipulations and data results.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The next thing that we are going to do is conditional formatting. Now, sometimes colors do a lot of things for you, right? This data, you want to show that some values which are the exercise requires that if the cell value is less than 75, greater than 75, it be greater than 75. This is a mistake. If the cell value is greater than 75, then it should be light green fill and dark green text. Okay. The second one, if the cell value is less than 50, it should be yellow fill and red text. And finally, if one of these conditions is not fulfilled, then it should be are false. Then it should be red fill and white text. Now
Yeah.
this.
I used to do this manual through the filter.
Yes. Here is the conditional formatting. I've selected this data. Okay. And inside this data, here is a conditional formatting. Okay. In this conditional formatting, if I go to highlight cell rules, okay, in highlight cell rules, it says greater than. Okay. Now greater than, and it automatically puts some random value, but we will put 75. Greater than 75. It has automatically selected red fill and red text, but we want green fill and green text. We will check here. There is a green fill and green text option. So here is your green text and green This is highlighted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is rule number 1. Again, I will go to same conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, and less than. And for less than, I'm going to use 50.
Mm-hmm.
And this time I need yellow fill and red text. This is not available in the options. So I will go to custom format.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And in custom format, I need red text. So the text color should be red. And the fill should be yellow. Okay. So here are the numbers, red text and yellow fill.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Finally, the last one, let's go to highlight cell rules. And here is between. Now this is between 75 and 50. So if I say 50 and 75, okay. And now again, we will not find this combination. So we have to go to custom.
Mm-hmm.
And in custom, we need a red fill. The fill has to be this dark red.
Mm-hmm.
And our font should be white. So font color should be white. Okay. And okay. Here are all your conditional formattings.
Perfect.
Now you don't need to do it manually.
Yeah. Yeah, this will save a lot of time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
So
Yeah.
this is your conditional formatting. Here is an interesting one. This
Mm-hmm.
is again, this is the same data that we have used for H lookup. Where was that H lookup? Here. This is the same data. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a twist in this data. You see this November 20? There is
Mm-hmm.
a drop down list here.
Mm-hmm.
You can select a month. Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
it will fetch you the value for that month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The second thing, we want to create a similar drop down list for this total also. We want our user to select what he wants to find out, advertisement or rent or salaries or supplies or what.
Mm.
How do we create this drop down list? How is this created? You know this?
No.
Okay. In this cell, I want to convert this total to a selectable list for all these, starting from advertisement to the total,
Mm-hmm.
to this total. I want this to be a selectable list. Let me enlarge it a bit so that we can see better. Okay, I want to create this drop down list here. Go to data tab.
Mm-hmm.
Inside data tab, there is something called as data validation here. This is
Mm-hmm.
data validation. This button here.
Yeah.
Click on this. And the first one again is data validation. First selection. Select this data validation. This window that appears, very first selection is settings. And in settings, this first window says any value. Convert this drop down, click on this drop down and convert it to select list.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is grayed out, but then you have a source. You have to, there is this arrow on this end. You can click here and select the source like this. This source is now appearing here.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can click on this arrow and then this again, the process is the same. You have to select the same source.
Mm.
Okay. Now I can just say, oh, I can click OK or I can hit enter. Now you see this drop down list appears here also by this total. Now you can select advertisement or supplies or
Mm-hmm.
utilities or totals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
But let me take you back to HLOOKUP. Here, what we did, we knew total is row number 7,
Yeah.
right? But when we are here, the row changes every time our user selects a different head, the row number will change.
Mm.
Right or no?
Right.
Row number will change. If row number will change, our formula will stop working. Correct?
Okay.
So we have to find a way that our formula adopts according to the change.
Mm.
Okay? And this also,
Okay.
there is a drop down list. A person can select any month. December 20, August 20,
Mm.
or June 22, whatever month.
Mm-hmm.
So this also, our lookup value should be adoptable, and our that value should also be adoptable. Correct?
Yes.
Now we are going to use, I'm going to display the combination of index and match functions to take care of these two issues. I'm
Mm.
going to write a function. Let me write first the function, this match function, match. And I'm going to find the position of this value June 2022, comma, in this array,
Mm. Mm.
because this June falls here.
Yeah.
Okay, close, and I will have 0 as exact match. Here is my function. Okay, 0 and close. This is position, this is 30th value.
Mm.
Now if I change this, my Excel is giving me, let me save this file because I have not saved it for some time,
Mm.
and I will save it as instructor file. Okay, so
Okay.
this will come to you as instructor file.
Okay.
All right, so now look at this. If I change this from June 22, this is June 20th, 6th, number 6. See, this is changing, right? This
Yeah.
is changing position. When I change this, it changes position. Similarly, I will check this position also, supplies, and I will say I'm again putting a match function, and this match function, I'm looking at this value, and I'm looking at this array, and I want an exact match, and I will close this, and this is number 3.
Mm-hmm.
If I change this supplies to utilities, this is number 5. If I
Yeah.
change utilities to advertisement, it is number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to use these intermediate calculations as part of my formula. Here in this row, I'm going to say, look at this. I'm writing an index function.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for index function, Now my data array starts from here. Shift, control, down arrow and right arrow. All my data is selected. Now I want to find out what for the month of for advertisement. Sorry, this is the in my index function. My next requirement is row reference. Row reference is this, right? So this
Yeah.
row reference is 1. I've calculated this row reference as 1, right? And
Yeah.
my column reference is this 11. So instead of 1, if I just refer to this cell here, and instead of 11, I'll refer to this cell here, and I will close this index function, and I'm getting a result 4,200. Let's see, in November 20, the advertisement expense was 4,200. Correct? Now let's
Correct.
change the month. Let's change the months. Instead of, let's go to May 20. May 20 was also 4,200 incidentally, but let's look for not advertisement, but for utilities. Utilities for in May 20, 600. It's always 600, so let's look at another value. Salaries. Salaries is also uniform. So supplies 1,200 for May 20. You see what is happening now? You can, our user can select any criteria at any months, and our user will get the result.
Yeah.
What has happened is this is done because of the magic of these
The
calculations,
intermediate function.
intermediate functions. But these intermediate functions, we put intermediate functions for our ease. What we should actually be doing, we should put this function in the main function. Here, instead of
Yeah.
C18, I'm going to put the formula that I have in C18,
And C15.
and this formula C17. Also, I'm going to copy this from here, and I'm going to paste it in instead of this C17. And now my functions are now same, but I don't need these intermediate values. But in order to see what this intermediate function is doing, if I select this match, first match function fully, you see it shows me a tiny number here, number 1. Here you can see a number. It's a small number. It's very tiny, but it is giving me the result of this part of formula. And if I highlight
Yeah.
this gives me the result of this part. If I want to see the result very clearly, there is a function. That function is F9. If I press F9, this tells me it should be 9. Result of this match function is 9. But I cannot hit enter. If I hit enter, my match function will be lost and this will remain. 9 will be filled in space. So I should do Control Z to bring the formula back. Okay. So this is how you use a combination of your functions and formulas to give you the final results.
This is amazing. This is the best part of today.
Yes. And this is just the beginning, my friend.
Yeah. Amazing.
Uh,
So you
we are,
did
we are
the
in,
intermediate function in different cells, and then you
yes,
copied both and pasted them in the C15,
yes,
and we got this one.
yes. And but this is how you use multiple functions and combine them in one place to give you the final result. But I always recommend that break down your problem into smaller steps and create those smaller functions and then assemble them in one place.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is your, and this is what when I was saying that these functions, when I was introducing them on their own, it doesn't look like a big achievement to find
Mm.
something. But when
Mm.
you are using in combination with other things, then they become
It's very helpful.
wonderful,
Very helpful.
wonderful tools, very helpful tools.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here is an exercise that we are going to use to apply the kind of knowledge that we have accumulated so far. Okay. And the knowledge that we have accumulated so far, and we are going to learn two new functions also. One is if, the other one is and.
Mm.
Okay. These
Yeah.
functions are going to help us in making a decision. And the decision support that we are going to use here is this. This is an exercise. And imagine you are working as a credit controller.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And your company policy is that you will give credit only to the people, to the companies who have a history of uh, 35% CAGR on operating profit margin. What is
Yeah.
operating profit margin? Operating profit margin is total revenue minus the operating costs.
Mm.
Okay. If the operating profit margin growth is 35% and revenue CAGR, CAGR is compound annual growth rate. You see
Mm.
this CAGR? I've put the
Yes.
definition here. Compound annual growth rate. CAGR of the revenue, if it is more than 50%, so there are two conditions. Your average operating profit margin is 35% and the compound annual growth rate is 50, then this company will be eligible to get credit. Okay. So
Yeah.
here are the numbers, and we need to use these numbers to calculate the CAGR and all. So this is your revenue for the last 5 years. Okay. And here are the operating costs, raw material and employees and advertisement costs. So I want to sum up the total costs. So I am going to select these cells, and we know that if we hold down Alt and is equal to, that will put a sum function in all these cells.
Yeah.
Correct? Now
Yeah.
I need to calculate the operating profit. Now operating profit means revenue minus the total operating cost. So this is 42, and I will copy it all across so that we have the operating profit for all these 5 years. Okay. Now I
Yeah.
need to calculate the average operating profit margin. Profit margin is actually uh, operating profit divided by revenue. Okay. I will write it here for your ease. Operating margin is equal to operating profit divided by revenue. Okay.
Yeah.
This is operating profit margin. Now we have this is our operating profit margin. So what we are going to do in this cell, we are going to calculate average operating profit divided by average revenue.
Mm.
Okay. So here average, this is the operating profit, close, divided by again average. and this is your revenue. Close. So this is 43%. Okay. The target is 35%. So this one, the company has achieved this target actually much better than the target. And now we need to calculate CAGR. Now calculation of CAGR, the formula, I'm going to write this formula here for your ease. This is how we calculate CAGR, and that CAGR is equal to ending value divided by beginning value raised to the power 1 minus n, 1 minus n, and I'll define what is n is minus 1. This is the formula for CAGR. Okay, and I will show you what is n. Now here n is equal to p. P is number of periods minus 1. Okay, and I will write p also. P is number of periods. Okay, now these are actually what I mean by number of periods. This is 5 periods, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? 2019 to 2023. But how many years have passed in between? This data generally is end of the year data. Now from here to here is 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and 4 years, right? So in all such calculations, if you have five data points, your n will be p minus 1. N will be 4. Okay. So
Only
ending
when it
value,
comes to calculating periods.
yes. So now our ending value in revenue, this is our last revenue, 340, and beginning value is this 100. So when to calculate my IRR, CAGR, this is how I will calculate CAGR, and that is my ending value. I have to start with a bracket, sorry. Brackets. If I don't start with a bracket, Excel can get confused. Divided by beginning value, close this bracket, raised to the power. I made a mistake here, but I'll correct it. 1 divided by 4, not 1 minus 4. Minus 1. This is your CAGR. Here it should be 1 divided by n, not minus. This is correct now. Now CAGR is calculated as 36%. Now average operating profit margin is 43%. CAGR is 36%. Now the target was 35% and 50%. So we can clearly see that this company has fulfilled one condition, but not both the conditions. Correct? So this company is not eligible for credit. Right? Now I want to make a decision here. Decision I'm going to make, I'm going to put in this cell, I'm going to put this decision. If I say I want to have both the conditions true, if both conditions are fulfilled, then it will give me a result true. If one of them is fulfilled, it will give me false. I'm using function, and that function is AND. Okay? This AND function, that's two conditions. And those two conditions, condition number 1, this cell should be greater than or equal to this cell. This is condition number 1.
Hmm.
Okay. Condition number 2. This cell should be greater than or equal to this cell, and close this function. It says false. That means
Hmm.
these conditions are not met. This company should not get
Yeah.
credit,
Yeah.
right? But
Yes.
my manager doesn't like to see true or false. My manager wants to see eligible or not eligible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I need to convert this false into not eligible. Okay. How do I do that?
Yeah.
I'm going to put another function here, and then function is if. Okay. Now what
Yeah.
this if function does, if function gives me two alternatives. These are the conditions which are resulting in a true or false. So
Hmm.
if the result here is true, it should give me
Not eligible.
no, if it is true, the result is true, it should give me eligible.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
And comma. Now the second option, if the result here is false, then it should give me not eligible. I'm writing again not eligible within brackets, and I'm misspelling it deliberately. There is a reason, I will show you, and I will hit enter now. Now it says not eligible.
Hmm.
If it is true, it will say eligible. If it is not eligible, if it is false, it will say not eligible. So it has changed now. The original function that I was using was AND. That AND
Hmm.
function is making that decision whether it is eligible or not eligible, true or false. But in order to show the word true, eligible or not eligible, I'm using another function which is if. If is helping me to change the true and false into eligible and not eligible. But
Perfect.
if my manager even doesn't get satisfied by this, my manager wants that if it is eligible, it should come in green color and green fill. And if it is not eligible, it should come in red color and red fill. Here it is. Now I put the right spelling, not eligible and eligible. And this I've done. I've already put a conditional formatting here. And here are the conditional
Hmm.
formatting rules.
Hmm.
This conditional formatting rules, if the content, here it says, here is the rule. If the content, if the cell value is equal to eligible, it will give me green fill and green font. Okay. And if it is
Mm-hmm.
not eligible, then it will give me red fill and red font. And now my manager is
Okay.
happy. Uh, he or she doesn't need to go through the calculation, can see at my screen from a distance and see the color and know if it is eligible or not eligible.
Yeah.
What we call these are visual clues.
Visual clues. Okay.
These are visual clues in your model. When you
Hmm.
create a model, you did create a detailed formula and structure that gives you a visual clue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the functions and formulas are decision helpers,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Actually, once you have a model like that, all you need to do is you need to put these numbers in these numbers. That's it. Rest of the decision is automated. Correct? If you have
Yeah.
all these formulas entered, and this is what banks do. They have they have their models done. This is a simple model. They have detailed models, but their modeling is all done. The formulas are entered and everything. When a company applies for some credit, they will enter the company numbers, and they will have the ratings, and they will have the uh, initial decision done. Okay, so this is
Yeah.
one example of that. This is one example of that. I think we will stop here today. There is one topic
Okay.
left that I wanted to cover, but I think I will not be able to make justice to this. We are
Yeah.
coming to we are coming to the end of this session. I need your comments, and before we close, I need your comments on 2, 3 things. One,
Yeah.
I need you to tell me about our the speed with which I was handling the material,
Yeah.
the relevance of the material, communication, my pronunciation, your
Okay.
understanding. Is it good for you? Is it you need faster? You need slower? Uh, and your
Okay.
general
Thank
comment
you.
about the session today.
Yeah. First of all, thank you for giving me the chance to give instant feedback. I think it's really good for you, for me, and also if we have a plan to go a long way together, inshallah, and that's
Yes,
my full
yes.
intention. So, in terms of pronunciation and language, I did learn a lot when it comes to Excel language from a financial background expert like your good self. That's number one. Number two, the speed or the pace. I think at this stage, it's very helpful for me because I told you I consider myself pretty weak in that because I didn't use it in my academic or experience in the beginning of my career because I was operational, and then gradually shifted to be strategic, and now I want to hit the C-suite over the next 3 years. So now I need to build this foundation with you. So the pace is helpful for me at this stage. We'll see how it is as we progress together. But of course, the slower, the better. It helps me understand and observe these new terms, formulas, functions that are completely new to me. When it comes to what else? The communication was great. Uh, I do have the respect for you as my teacher and my instructor, but at the same time, I feel comfortable that you're treating me as a brother and you're sharing your knowledge with me. So I believe that, and that this is also for Ashish,
Yeah.
the value of what I'm learning from you, interacting with you as a person and a technical expert, worth way much more than the investment I've made here. And this gives me a stronger motive to plan a long way with you and with PrepInfo. So that's my feedback. I really appreciate it. I think the more we get technical, the more you're gonna find me clinging or having this glitch.
Yeah.
So be prepared for my glitches because
Uh,
this is new for me. And what I'm gonna try to do now, after every session, I will try to spare 2 hours so I can
yes.
run through the video and the
Yes.
things that I needed to review again, and maybe prepare questions in the beginning of every session so we can start with the most complex things for me, and then move forward to the new material.
Uh, one of my motivations of doing this is learning. By the way, I'm a very young man. I am only
MashaAllah.
61 years old. I'm only
MashaAllah.
61 years
Tabarakallah.
old. I'm a grandfather already of
MashaAllah.
two boys. My
MashaAllah.
son
God
is
bless.
my son is a doctor, and
MashaAllah.
he works in UK, and he has two sons. And my daughter is studying in BSc psychology. Uh, but I still learn. I still learn, and
Amazing.
from this session, my learning will be if you ask questions about the things that I don't know, because what I know, I will keep delivering.
Yeah.
But if you ask questions about things I don't know, that will make me research more
Yeah.
to
Yeah. Yeah.
to answer
Understand.
your questions. If you ask a question, I may not have a ready answer immediately,
Yeah.
but I will make sure that I will get that answer for you. And
Amazing.
I don't
That's
I don't
amazing.
say I don't say that I know everything. ask people questions, but you are very new. I didn't ask you questions. In most sessions, I ask my participants to tell me where they place this Excel knowledge from from 0 to 10. Many people say 6, 7, 7, 8, and by end of the session they modify it down to maybe 2. That they
Yeah,
started with 2, but I
yeah,
myself place myself at 7 or 8.
mashallah.
I don't claim to be 100%, but
Mm.
uh, my students, they can help me learn by asking challenging questions, and I will find the answers and I will provide the answers, inshallah.
This is
And
amazing.
you can shoot a question to me during the week, because we live in the same country. You can send me a WhatsApp or even call me. That
Thank
will
you.
be unless I am very busy in a meeting, I do pick up all the
That's right.
calls. and
Yeah.
uh,
My
honestly, I
yeah.
don't do these things in my work. I don't need to do these things, but my
Mm.
knowledge makes me make my team's life a hell. I put
Yeah, yeah.
be- because if I know that I can do something in 1 hour, I give them 2 hours to finish that. And when they come back and they tell me the time is short, I tell them, sit down here and I'll do it 10 minutes for you.
Wow, that's impressive. And I'm really
Yeah.
very excited to learn as much as I can from you and your
Yes.
skills and tactics.
So
As
we
you said, some things maybe I will not use, but the whole thing is to get the holistic knowledge
yes,
and
yes,
see as we progress what would be the best output I can use in my
yes.
career. My objective is to be able to seamlessly and periodically develop high level reports and dashboards to various number of board members, chairmen, business owners, especially that the core of my new scope in the new job is to create out of nothing a center of excellence. Now, to create a center of excellence, you will need to report different elements of your success and your progress to different parties of this holistic
Understand.
conglomerate setup. For example, the PIF people sitting in Qiddiya, they will expect different dashboard
Yeah,
than the vendors who are coming from Europe
yeah.
to operate something. And that's where I want to hopefully develop with you, inshallah.
Inshallah. Okay.
Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it
You're welcome.
and looking forward for the next one. We'll be in
Uh,
touch, inshallah, during the week.
we'll do that. We'll I think we'll have another session next Saturday, and that's Friday,
Yeah,
and Friday and Saturdays like this,
yeah.
and we'll take it forward from there.
Inshallah
Okay.
ta'ala. Looking forward.
Inshallah.
Thank you so much, Mr.
You're
Sajjad.
welcome.
Thank you, Ashish.
Welcome.
I'll see you soon. Assalamu.
Thank you. Bye bye.